Hey everybody, welcome back. And as you know me, I love building stuff and I love Legos. And in a bold move, or as my wife likes to call it, the stupidest move of the year, as she was going through some credit card stuff and talking about financial insolvency and the world crumbling. I don't know, I stopped listening. Anyway, I picked up the ultra expensive Lego Star Destroyer Imperial number 72, 75 to 52. Just had to have it. Big enough. Goes with my the Emperor's Star Destroyer, that personal one, plus all the other UCS Lego sets I have. So as you can tell, I could not keep my dirty hands off the pieces before I even got to recording. I had to open it up and got everything started. But major disappointment in the box here. When it showed up, the sticker was all crumpled, and I went on Bricklink, and sure enough, wouldn't you know, one of these shipped to my house is $50. So I had to send over a note to Lego, and hopefully they'll replace it. That'll usually they're pretty good about these sorts of things. If you ask real nicely, they will send you a new one. Other disappointment is that the placard that's supposed to go right here between the two minifigs is it's missing. That one's also missing from the box. So here is the box. As you can tell, I've already opened it. Well, yeah, I think it's got some cool artwork on the side of it. It's pretty neat. Gives you, a pretty good idea of the scale of this thing. This thing is massive. So even if you just look at the scale of the minifigs right here, right, the width of this thing is about a foot. And you look at the two things, this thing is going to be absolutely ginormous. So I always love these little details they put in here. The design I'm always impressed by. So if you take a peek in here, let's see if we can prop it up real easily. You open it up, you get some really neat details. This is where the instruction manual, this behemoth of a guy gets into play. But check out, they got this cool little design of the actual Lego in all the different boxes. Now there's 20 some odd bags in here. It's incredible. So each one carries, 15 or so odd random assorted bags. And I do, if you know me, I do actually enjoy some of the cool artwork and stuff that you get inside the manuals themselves. So I do want to show you this. Some of this neat stuff. You get an interview with the designers and some cool artwork that goes with it. It's pretty neat, and you get some interviews and things like that. And one of the questions I thought was pretty funny. They asked him, could you play with this set? And the guy says, well, there's a handle on the inside, but it's not something that you would want to throw around and chase around your cats or something in your house. But it does come with a built-in handle if you do need to move it, because they said for dusting and cleaning. But it is pretty much a model just by itself, and you've got your French, Spanish versions as well, same thing. But if you'll notice, we've got just 3 bags just for the base, and then we'll keep going. We've got 19 bags finally just to finish it up. So it is a very large set, over 4,700 pieces. And I'm not going to do one of the speed builds because everybody's done that and that's kind of done to death. But I think what I'll do is I'll just stop periodically, show you some cool stuff that I like, and then it'll be done. And then we'll compare it to the other 3-foot long kind of massive structure that is the Emperor Star Destroyer, that his long thin one, which is one of my favorites from early 2000s. So we'll compare those two, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'll stop periodically, and again, thanks for showing up. Okay, so I just finished the first bag, and you can kind of see the sense of scale. So I know this is going to, according to instructions, going to stick out even further, so maybe another 6 inches or so. But this just kind of gives you a sense of scale. Whoa, don't fall over. Compared to the Emperor's ship, which is at least 3 feet long, there's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter and also the AT-ST, so you can kind of see the perspective here. So this is going to be significantly taller. Maybe not nearly as long. Yeah, I'd say she's going to come to about here. So this one's going to be another 9 or so inches longer just because of this tail piece here. But just to kind of give you a sense of scale, how big this is going to be. One of the big differences right away is the base on these is free, and you can remove them at any time. However, these are fixed in place, so this is not going anywhere from its base. So, all right, continuing on. All right, bag two is finished. Pretty simple. It looks like we got some more structure here on the pointy end here. Also, you can start to see the shape start to come together. Looks like we're bag three is where things get a little more serious. Okay, here we are. Bag nine, just finished bag nine. And I want to walk you through, as you can tell by the disaster that is in my office, organization is not my strong point at this moment, but I'm getting there, so bear with me. Bag three made these two big long pieces that go along the edge that basically creates the outline structure. Bag four did your underneath bay, that kind of, oh, had a piece fall off there. Where you've got a TIE fighter here coming out. This is your launch door right here, if it ever wants to focus. There's your launch bay, and then another piece here. And then you've got this little small dome that gave you bag four. Bag five and six did the two underside pieces here. And then 7, 8, and 9 did the entire rear piece. So you've got a big long stretcher that goes all the way across. You've got one of these upper pieces, a lower piece, 4 smaller engines, and then 3 larger engines here in the back. And that is through bag 9. On to bag 10. Okay, I need to make a correction. Thought I was wrong. Turns out I was just, minorly mistaken. So no big deal. That was actually bag 8. Now bag 9 is actually this kind of outer piece here that runs the full length of the ship here. So let's kind of just squeeze it. There we go. Turns out these legs are a tad flimsy, and you can wobble them, and if you wobble them a little too much, the whole thing topples over even with this small weight. So my suggestion is don't jostle this too much, otherwise you're going to spend a fair amount of time, like I was, reworking the legs here. But this is the underside piece that is bag 9. You can see the little TIE fighter in there from the launch bay there, and if you want to focus, that would be great. Otherwise, that's bag 9 for this piece, and bag 10 is going to be the other side. Bag 10, just like bag 9, bottom piece here exactly the same on the bottom as it is the top over here. The other side here looks like bag 11. If I can get it out of the light, we'll start putting on some of the top plates. So that's what we're going to be building in bag 11. And we're back, bag 11. This big top piece up here. Now what's interesting is when you put this together, you're only going to get 2 snaps. There's one here, I can't lift it up without it kind of breaking apart. So there's one snap about right here, there's one snap right about here. But if you notice, on the build itself, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 little holes for snaps, just like you see that are attached here, and the underside of here, there's matching holes. So I'm curious to know what happens to these 2 middle holes that are here and here. So I have a feeling bag 12 will just get this side done, and then probably 13, 14, and then we'll start building up the middle. But again, interested to see where these 2 little pins come into place. And as predicted, bag 13 did put on this large top piece. I did look through the bag, and the instruction manual, and I did realize that the the little clips under here don't appear to do anything. So I'm not sure if they're just cosmetic or what, but those apparently do a whole lot of nothing. So in the meantime, though, Lego did come through and sent me a new one of the stickers, the little placards that come with it. So as soon as that wants to decide to focus whenever it very well wants to, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stick this on, and let's go on to bag 14. Alright, that was bag 13. I'm not exactly sure what I said last time, but again, one of those situations where I wasn't wrong, I was just, slightly mistaken. So that's 13. We're now on to bag 14, so that's just kind of like from here over to here. And it only uses 2 pins. Got ourselves a little gun here that rotates, and yeah, pew 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 pew. Yeah, you have to make the noises, otherwise it is not nearly as fun. So anyway, on to bag 14. Bag 14 all done. Yep, got the kind of, well, driver's side of things completed, although this side added a bunch of turrets that go with it. And does build these turrets on this side. There's two different kinds. There's this kind here, and these just kind of snap into place, like so. And the second turret here is something that looks very similar to this. And there's 6 of these, 3 on each side. And they're a little ticky-tacky to make, but once they go in, they do kind of start adding some depth to the build, and you can start to see how things are starting to come together here. And with that, we are on to bag 15. Trying to fill up this giant hole up here. So far, it's taking up a large chunk of my desk. Alright, here we are. Bag 15 done. This is the structure, as I think you can all tell, for the command post of the ship here. Bag 16 is going to build on this, and I think is going to build up here on top. Bag 16 do not look very formidable at all, so I think they're just going to be some ticky-tacky stuff here on top. Alright, here we are. Bag 16 took way longer than I thought. Remember when I said it didn't look too formidable? Well, there's a lot of accoutrement and a lot of embellishments going on. So you've got a fair amount up here along the sides, but so it also kind of fully enclosed everything, top, sides, bottom, the whole bit. So that is the whole command structure just in bag 16. The bag 15 is the undercarriage part, you know, kind of the underpinnings part, but as far as the outside, that's everything bag 16. And I like little details. I think they're kind of fun. So anyway, there we go. On to 17. Bag 17 is complete, and as I'm noticing, as I'm putting pieces on, this is kind of a pretty stout piece here, but one of the things that I'm noticing is this model is fairly flimsy. So one of the pieces that I'm noticing is if you kind of look at it, it's wobbly, and there's lots of little bits here, and I was trying to, you know, just kind of move this around a little bit, and you know, if you just kind of, you know, this is not a super sturdy set, and I've already knocked off several pieces and had to realign things a number of times. So this is not, I would say, this is not something you're going to play with. This is a model that you're going to just kind of enjoy looking at, but essentially this goes here. I'm not even going to try because last time with both hands I screwed it up. So bag 18 I'm assuming is the other side, and let's go ahead and get to that. And there you go, bag 18. Very similar to a lot of different things here in the instruction manual and how they want you to build it. One side, then the other side, kind of back and forth, back and forth. Bag 17 did this whole piece here. This lifts off as one large chunk. Same with this one, large chunk. And let's see if I can get a close-up. Maybe zoom it in a little. There we go, and you can see there's these little keyholes here that are held in by the small white pins. So almost done. Home stretch is here. Let's go to let's go to bag 19 and wrap this bad boy up. Bag 19 all done. The build is complete, and you just kind of see how large this is in comparison to some of the others that we have here, the Bugatti Veyron and the GT3 RS, and then the big Imperial Star Destroyer. So compare that in just a second, but let's check this out in a little bit more detail. All right, so let's compare the new Devastator to the Imperial Star Destroyer. So this is the Emperor's ship here. And a couple things that I've noticed right off the bat is this one seems more firmly built. I mean, as far as size is concerned, you can just check the size. This one is significantly larger than this guy over here, but a couple differences that I've noticed other than size. And this one, the bases on each side, you can lift it off so it can you can use the bases or move them around. This one, the bases are fixed. And one of the things that I'm not super kind of plussed about is just how much wobble. Look at how much wobble there is in it. This happens to be very fragile, I've noticed, and if I touch it in the wrong way, things tend to pop off and fly off and that sort of thing. So there's no interior here, but there is an interior on this one, and it kind of pulls off the top here. And you see a little bit of a command center, and you know, a couple other things. Looks like my looks like my son was in here playing with this and put that in there. So you know, this is the little cap that comes on top of it. And one of the other things is the Devastator only comes with 2 minifigs, and they are just regular crew people. However, the Imperial Star Destroyer from 15 years ago or thereabouts comes with all of these different. You get let's see. Oh, I can't remember this guy's name, but you know, you get Piet and a robot, and you get, you know, Darth Vader and other things like that. And when you realize how much a complete set of this thing, plus the box, which I still have, goes for, and with the original minifigures and, like, you know, special pieces like this little guy right here, as soon as it wants to focus, you'll see that it's worth saving. Yeah, that special little piece has got a picture of the Emperor on a hologram. So this one feels more solid. This one is definitely more imposing. This is not something that you go around and you know, you're gonna fly this around. It's too delicate, and that part kind of is a bummer. But it's big, it's imposing, and I'll be honest, I'm a sucker for big, imposing things. So you know, this one on the other hand, old school, comes with a little mini Star Destroyer. There's this little tiny brother there. I know it's supposed to be to scale, but clearly that's not the case here. So how you do move it around, this one you move around, you can just pick it up pretty much anywhere, it's fine. So again, it feels very solid. Whereas this one, you need to pull off 2 pieces. If I see if I can do it without actually pulling pieces off, which has already happened a few times. It's, like I said, it's very delicate. And on the inside has this large structure. You just grip it like this, and it is fairly bulky. I mean, it's, you know, I'd say it's a good 10-15 pounds, where you want to be careful and not knock it around too much. So would I buy it? Yeah. Oh man, it was fun. How long did it take? I would say this took me roughly a week. Every, you know, hour or 2 a night, kind of poking at it and having a good time, and just kind of, you know, enjoying the build process itself. So there you go. There's the comparison between the two, and thanks for watching, and I hope everybody had a good time. Thanks a lot. Bye.